Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I'm your host JonNario, and today I'm just going to do a little thing that I found a little gem, just a little bit of thing that may be pretty exciting. Honestly speaking, I've been doing some experiment regarding the food. You know, all of those food, like the new food that have been available since the Gardening 2.0 update has been out, and I actually found one of those food to be really good and maybe extremely underrated and possibly a really good food for speed farming gunslingers. Yes, I said that right. Speed farming gunslingers. I always say that the gunslinger is pretty bad when it comes to dungeon grinding, and yes, the reason being is because it's a character that relies on ultimate ability, and you really need to use a lot of cooldown reduction in order to use the character really good. However, before, the only way that you can obtain in order to do cooldown reduction is either have a cooldown reduction ally like Chronometer or Little Bergie. For physical damage characters, Little Bergie. For magic damage characters, Chronometer, and also have the chronomatic emblem. But did you know that you can actually replace the Chrono with something like Purp Penguin or Raptor Berserker and still maintain pretty much the same cooldown reduction? And the answer is yes, just because of the new food. The food that I'll be talking about is the Wash and Bunch Purp Lil. The way that you craft this is pretty simple. It only costs 25 Purp Lil, 1,000 flux, 1,000 glints for 25 of this food. This food lasts for 6 minutes, each and every single one. So pretty much it is, for one crafting, it's going to last like 2.5 hours or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty long time, and those are 2.5 hours of use time. So just using the character for 2.5 hours. So what it does, it actually gives you a 20 plus to your cooldown speed. It's pretty, you know, it may sound like what the hell is this? Like 20 plus cooldown speed doesn't make any sense. What is that? What this game means, because, you know, they don't say like a 20% cooldown reduction, because it is a 20% cooldown reduction. It is the same as this one. This one, it says increase cooldown recovery speed by 25%. So in other words, this one gives a cooldown recovery speed plus 20, so plus 20%. So this is going to be as good as the Chronometer, even though it's a 5% less, but it's still something that you can use, and you can stack this alongside Chrono if you want. It's a little bit overkill in my opinion, but just, yeah. This is something like this. I already activated my ultimate ability. The ultimate ability on Dino Timber with Classian lasts for 24 seconds. So you can tell I don't have any cooldown reduction equipped, and you can tell that it's going to last all the way until the third corner of the ultimate ability in terms of cooldown reduction. So if you can tell right over here, it's going to end and when I hit the last corner, and there you go, it hit the last corner. However, if I have the ultimate ability with this food equipped, which is a plus 20% cooldown reduction, you're going to see that the cooldown reduction is going to last all like 3/4 of the actual cooldown, which is a pretty big increase in terms of like cooldown reduction. In other words, I can just use one flask pretty much, and I will have cooldown reduction completely like full. That is really insane, especially for characters like I said, the gunslinger. The gunslinger, it means that you can start now using, like you can tell right there, it ended at like 3/4 of the cooldown reduction. And what I'm saying is, like, you can use this alongside a gunslinger with Purp Penguin, and you can still use the cooldown reduction speed. And yes, it is as insane as that sounds. So in other words, you can use Purp Penguin, which gives an insane movement speed buff, plus 30 movement speed buff, which is really good. And you can still have the cooldown reduction for something like Chrono but this time it is going to be this food. When I saw this, it was like plus 20 cooldown reduction speed. I was doing testing on all of the other foods. Like, all of the other foods are pretty much useless. The only ones that are good alongside that one is the damage increase, because this one is a 1% extra EXP. Superstition doesn't do anything, it lasts for 23 hours. 2 jumps, 10 attack speed, 5 energy, and yeah, 0.5 crit hit. And like, if you use the cooldown reduction speed, you technically have a food that is going to reduce the cooldown speed similar to Chrono. So if you want to stack that alongside Chrono Qsly, you can have both of them. It's the same with something like Little Bergie. You can have pretty much almost all the time cooldown reduction. I did test this one out with both Chrono Qsly, Chrono Emblem, and the food, and just use one flask, and I can maintain the ultimate ability on the Dino Tamer indefinitely, just with one flask. And that's insane. If you think about it, that's pretty insane. But that is one thing that I've been doing. I have been experimenting with little things here and there, and I found this. And this is really good. So you gunslinger mains out there, and you gunslinger that really want to use the gunslinger for dungeon grinding, you can do so with now this food equip and have movement speed gear, movement speed attack speed gear, and just use Chrono Emblem. And yeah, Chrono Emblem, Trailblazing, just have fun. You can use the gunslinger for dungeon grinding now, like really like a speed farmer, which is pretty insane if you think about it, because one thing that I really did not like about the gunslinger when it comes to dungeon grinding is because you need pretty much Chronometer Qsly, which is pretty much a 30%, well, a 30 base movement speed less if you kill an enemy, and you need to be using Chrono Emblem, and you needed to be using a lot of cooldown reduction, even though like with those cooldown reduction it was kind of eh. Now with this food equipped, you can use Prefect Penguin alongside something like the Chrono Emblem, and you can maintain really high movement speed with the gunslinger. So that is pretty good. Honestly speaking, you gunslingers out there, rejoice. And also Dino Tamers, rejoice, because Dino Tamer with Chrono Qsly is how you were able to maintain ultimate ability indefinitely. But now that you have this food equipped, you can use Prefect Penguin alongside Chrono Emblem. You can pretty much maintain ultimate ability indefinitely alongside the life steal when you use like Prefect Penguin, and also alongside the cooldown reduction speed from the food. Keep in mind that there's the food glitch is still involved, so I made a video about the food glitch, so it still is a thing. So if you want to just, you know, swap the food, at least this food only lasts for 6 minutes every single stack, so you don't have to wait a really long time, just unlike the other food which lasts for like an hour. And yeah, but that is all I like this little thing that I've been doing, like this little experiment. It's pretty insane to think about that. I haven't heard like anyone talk about this food. Like pretty much anyone out there like left all of the food regarding all of the characters, like even in-game players don't even use this food. And now that I'm trying to spread the word regarding this food thing, this cooldown reduction food is actually going to be pretty insane. Also, one more thing to keep in note, that the Purp Lil is actually very cheap as of right now. It may go up in price now that this is out of the way, like this is out there, but like a stack of 10,000 is pretty much 150k on Xbox, which in other words, you're going to have a full stack right here. If you buy like one of them, you're going to have a full stack, and probably it's not going to be going up in price like really high up there, because Purp Lil are very easy to get. You get a lot of them from each and every single plant. That's how you get them, by the way. You get them from, you know, this Purp Lil vine from the the new gardening plants. And that's how you get the Purp Lil. You get a lot of them. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. Leave a like if you want to help the channel grow. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and also share this video. Sharing this video so a lot more people know about this cooldown reduction thing, so a lot more people get to speed farm with their favorite characters like Gunslinger. Something like Revenant can even use more ultimate abilities. Boomerangers are going to rejoice using this, and yeah, so it's going to be a lot better with cooldown reduction or cooldown based characters, and it's going to help out a lot in terms of speed farming. Thank you for watching once again, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. See ya.